Hey, what up, YouTube? It is Major G, and believe it or not, I'm finally going to be doing a death battle of which I know nothing about either character. There is a kind of reason for this, which I will explain which I will explain more at the end of the video, or which I will explain more closer, or I will explain more after the death battle is done. It's kind of a reason. It's a weak excuse, but yeah, I don't really know anything about either one of these characters. I didn't even know the characters. The girl. I guess the girl's name is Tracer. I didn't even know her name was Tracer until they announced it. Because I don't play either. I don't play Overwatch, and I don't play the Scout, which is Team Fortress 2. I know Team Fortress came in the big orange box along with Half-Life 2 and the original Portal and a couple other games, but I don't really play many of those kind of games, like Borderlands and Team Fortress, and I guess Overwatch is one of those games. I don't know what you call them, but they're like the team deathmatch kind of games, I'm assuming. I don't really play those. And where you're given a role. Actually, no, that's not true, because the only one I ever played that I enjoyed was the original Star Wars Battlefront. I used to play that all the time, and they gave you different roles, and that was actually really fun. I haven't played the new one, and the Battlefront 2, the old Battlefront 2, wasn't as good as the first one, unfortunately. Even though they did add Jedi characters in that, which was supposed to make it cooler, but it didn't for some reason. I don't know. The experience just, I forget why. This was a long time ago, but the experience just wasn't really the same. But yeah, all I know about this is that Tracer is the butt girl. And I know all you Overwatch fans are going to know exactly what I'm talking about, but she's the butt girl. She's the one that, like, apparently they showed her from behind, just they showed her back during in some kind of promo image, and like a bunch of SJWs got really mad about that, and so is it Blizzard? I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't know who makes Overwatch. I'm assuming it's Blizzard. Decided to take all that promotional material down for whatever reason. And then after that came a bunch of jokes about the fact that they were showing her butt all the time or something. I don't know. I don't really know anything about it. But she's the only character I even know of, and that was because of that controversy. And then there's the Scout, and I have seen the characters of Team Fortress, but I've never actually played it. So this is all going to be kind of new to me. But anyway, let's get into it. It's time for a death battle. I don't know any of their capabilities. I'll probably guess that Tracer would win. I don't know. Once again, I don't know anything about them. So let's get on with it. It's time for a death battle. Bam.
To be the elite, you must surround yourself with the best of the best. Whether you band together to save the world, or just a worthless plot of land.
And every good team needs a good hidden runner.
Like Tracer, the spunky agent of Overwatch.
And the Scout, the Boston-born merc of Team Fortress.
Scout's actually like a actual
our job
person?
to analyze their weapons,
I thought it was just a
random
generated character.
Death battle. 30 years from the present, mankind would become careless. Their machine servants rose up to fight for freedom, and so began a worldwide war.
But one organization stood between world peace and total chaos. Overwatch, a team consisting of the world's greatest scientists, cyborgs, ninjas, cowboys, and pilots.
What?
Including Lena Oxton, codenamed Tracer. The youngest pilot ever inducted into Overwatch's flight program, Tracer is a free-spirited and fearless flying ace, always laughing in the face of danger.
After helping to secure world peace, no big deal, right? She was chosen to test a new prototype fighter jet, which could teleport.
But then everything went horribly wrong. Instead of teleporting from point A to B, the fighter jet accidentally transported her through time.
What?
You accidentally create a time machine and put it in a fighter jet.
A word to the wise, this is why you use animals before moving to human trials, like I always do. Anyway, Tracer essentially existed as a ghost, uncontrollably phasing in and out of time. It looked like Overwatch's prized pilot would be decommissioned forever.
Until her teammate, good friend, and gorilla scientist Winston made a special techno doohickey to keep her locked in the present.
This chronal accelerator doesn't just anchor Tracer's time displacement, it also gives her two different ways to manipulate her own time flow. In a near instant, she can zoom approximately 23 feet away. This blink ability is not true teleportation, but instead speeds up time only for Tracer while propelling her in any given direction.
What?
She can briefly jump herself forward in time, though from an outside view it looks like a blur.
Got it.
More than that, she can also reverse time for herself with the recall ability, which returns Tracer's health and spatial position back to where they were a few seconds before. While usually recall only turns back 3 seconds, in some instances she's gone as far back as 15.
Well, thank God her weapons aren't as confusing as that shit.
Yeah, she could probably win this.
Fire pulse pistols as her primary pain dispensers. Each can empty 20 rounds in a single second.
But what the pulse pistols have in power, they sorely lack in range and accuracy.
Good thing she also has her pulse bombs. I'll put it this way, pretty much anybody she sticks this thing to has exactly 2 seconds to make their peace before going to the big capture point in the sky.
Tracer maximizes her unique weaponry with hit-and-run tactics, frustrating her enemies and making her very difficult to pin down.
Yeah, in addition to blinking and recalling all over the place, she can jump 15 feet in the air.
She's disarmed the highly trained and literally cold-blooded assassin Widowmaker, protected the Doomfist Gauntlet from theft, and even once avoided a sniper shot from just 30 feet away. A sniper round usually travels almost 1,800 miles per hour when fired, meaning Tracer had to react within 1/100th of a second.
Unfortunately, that bullet found another target. Rest in peace, Robot Gandhi.
Although Tracer is a slippery opponent on the battlefield, her chronal accelerator has its limits. If used too many times in succession, it can overheat, forcing Tracer to wait for a recharge. As her pistols are linked to the accelerator, this can sometimes cause them to overload as well.
Plus, she's a pilot first, and not exactly a crack shot while on foot. If she doesn't get in close, she's not hitting anything but air.
In spite of that, Tracer doesn't let any of it get her down. Wherever there's danger, she'll be there in a blink of an eye with a cocky smile and a barrage of bullets.
Wait, whatever happened to that time-warping fighter jet?
I don't know.
Don't worry, loves. Cavalry's here.
In the year 1850, an extremely wealthy entrepreneur passed away, leaving his family land.
I guess
and
it would
business
depend
to
on
his two
how long
sons.
it takes for
But
her to
like
recharge
brothers are
them.
prone to do, they ended up fighting over each other's land right off the bat.
This went on for decades, and then the brothers began recruiting mercenaries to literally wage war. And that's when things really got out of control.
Each hired gun contributed with their own specialized expertise.
The sniper killed from afar, the engineer slaughtered with machines, and the heavy mowed people down with the biggest goddamn gun they'd ever seen. What kind of sandwiches were they feeding that guy?
But one every man only relied on his cunning, his 2 feet, and a baseball bat. This was the Scout. Born in Boston, Massachusetts in the 1950s, the mercenary only known as Scout was the runt among 7 older brothers.
And all of them loved to wander the town looking for a good fight. Problem was, Scout's brothers were so big and tough, the fights would be over before he could get the chance to throw his own punches.
Desperate to fight alongside his siblings, Scout realized that what he lacked in strength, he could make up for in speed.
So he started running, and running, and running until one day he was fast enough to not only keep up, but get ahead.
Speed was his moniker, delivering pain was his game, and somewhere along the way he even learned how to jump off of thin air. Suddenly, the pathetic runt of the pack became the smart-mouthed terror of Boston.
Grass grows, birds fly, sun shines, and brother, I hurt people.
The only thing he was lacking was discipline, which he could get in the military, but that didn't sound like any fun, so he became a mercenary instead. Scout travels light, relying on a lovely shotgun and a baseball bat. Yes, a baseball bat. This guy is crazy enough to try and take out a rocket launcher.
I don't know,
wielding
man.
soldier
This sounds
with a
like
top
Tracer's
flag.
got this in the
Which
bag.
surprisingly works. Opponents are stunned by the size of his balls, both literally and figuratively, leaving them open for Scout to race up and finish them off with his guns.
Well, he's got a pistol for pinpoint accuracy. Scout's favorite tools for killing are definitely shotguns. The scattergun is a confusing miracle of shotgun engineering that can somehow hold 6 shots in a double barrel, and is reloaded via divine intervention when you pull its lever. It's like the baby of a shotgun rifle and a revolver. But his most powerful gun is the force of nature. A shotgun that only has 2 shots, but kicks so hard it can boost him even higher into the air.
Regardless, a well-placed shot can quickly take down almost any other mercenary. To make the force of nature even more ridiculous, he can strap a can of energy drink called Bonk Atomic Punch to it, which somehow gives him 5 more mid-air jumps.
That's right, this guy flies with shotguns. But that's not all that Soda has to offer. With just a sip of Bonk, Scout becomes totally invincible for 8 seconds. But he can't use any of his guns at that time.
Probably due to the shakes. Bonk contains several hundred times the daily recommended sugar intake. An adult male's suggested daily dosage is 25 grams, meaning Bonk contains, at minimum, 11 pounds of sugar.
God
so
dang.
much sugar he can't take another drink for at least 20 seconds. And on top of that, it's radioactive.
You gotta have one tough body to handle that stuff. Tough enough to survive the onslaught of 3 rockets at once, or to swing a baseball bat hard enough to send a guy flying 80 feet away.
Possibly due to long-term Bonk exposure, but testing is still out.
Scout can defeat foes as strong as the heavy in close quarters combat, run 17 miles an hour for long periods of time, and even kill a bear with nothing but a hot dog suit and Amelia Earhart skeleton. I'm serious.
He has a knack for avoiding bullets, missiles, and even tentacles from a bread monster, but at the cost of wearing little to no armor, making him a glass cannon. And true to his reckless, unrestrained personality, Scout often runs headfirst into battle, regardless of the risk.
But if you want to take down the Scout, you're gonna have to catch him before he catches you. And that means
I think
you
Tracer's
too,
the person to
ladies.
do that.
That's right, Fancy Pants, myself. So why don't you take your little failure, roll it up sideways, and... Okay, crap, I gotta go. Screw you, though.
All right, the combatants are
Yeah, I
set.
think Tracer's
Let's end
got this.
debate once and for all.
But first,
Scout
I'm
may
feeling
be
pretty
a
hungry.
little more
If only
durable,
there was some sort of amazing
but she's a
service
lot
that sent a
faster.
box full of
Is he
food
doing a
recipes
Carlton
straight
dance?
to my door. Oh, hey!
You know how it is. Researching characters and making them fight to the death is time-consuming. I don't have time to go to the store and make my own meals, but I also don't want to doom my existence to fast food sugar addiction. Thankfully, Blue Apron changed all of that. For less than $10 a meal, Blue Apron sends me seasonal recipes with pre-portioned ingredients to make delicious home-cooked meals. Each meal comes with an easy step-by-step recipe which can be prepared in 40 minutes or less. This chicken stir-fry only took about 20. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free, with free shipping, by going to blueapron.com/battle. See for yourself how good it feels and tastes to create impeccable home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. That's blueapron.com/battle.
But right now, it's time for a
Death
death
battle! Are they gonna do the Tracers enter the battle thing? Because apparently that's a thing I've seen on Facebook.
Alright, asshole! You're toast! Whoa!
Oh, they did a butt joke.
Hey there, hot stuff.
Hello.
If I told you you had a great bod, would you hold it against me?
That's nice. I was just leaving.
Oh, sure thing. Go back anytime. Just, put that briefcase back before you go. Thanks.
Sorry, love. Overwatch needs it more than you.
Oh, I guess they did.
Yo, look, how you doing there?
Bombs away!
Oh, that's just great. Supposedly, this stuff will liquefy your esophagus after just one can, but, you know, it's also very handy when you feel like not getting blown up.
That's not very fair.
Listen, sweetheart. I never play fair.
Is that all? Ah, bollocks!
That at the plate. Yeah. Kids out of the park.
Oh,
Right
you
now.
gotta be kidding me.
Fun's over.
Not yet, mate. The cavalry's there.
Ah! Ha, ha!
Shit.
Nice. I knew that time jumping was gonna come in handy.
Not
Nope.
this time, Yankee.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Oh, come on, give me a...
Nope.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
And he's out!
Scout was fast and tough, but Tracer's unique arsenal and evasiveness pulled her ahead.
Scout's greatest feat was potentially surviving an assault from 3 rockets at once. However, the rocket's point of impact is never directly shown, and since direct hits from rockets regularly obliterate far tougher mercs, it's unreasonable to assume this was any different.
Scout could sprint up to 17 miles an hour for an extended period of time, which is slightly faster than the average human's 15 miles per hour. But Tracer's natural reactive instinct gave her the edge. For example, avoiding that sniper round from 30 feet away means she can react 25 times faster than the vast majority of other human beings.
Which means Tracer could avoid almost anything Scout threw at her. Even when she couldn't, her recall ability not only helped her survive,
Yep.
but effectively ruined any of Scout's elements of surprise.
Yup.
This allowed Tracer plenty of opportunities to take him out.
And just like that, Scout was gone, without a trace.
The winner is Tracer.
Yeah.
Next time on Death Battle.
Is it gonna be a better battle? Is this Ken? Ken? What?
Hey guys,
Ken?
thanks for watching another episode of Death Battle. I'm
What?
Ben, the showrunner, and I play Wiz.
And I'm Nick, and I wrote this episode.
And next time we've got Ken from Street Fighter, but who's he gonna be fighting? You can find out by sticking to our social media. That's at Screwattack on Twitter and
Ken!
Official SA on Facebook. We'll be letting you know his opponent very soon.
That's right, and if you want to see that episode of Death Battle early, or want to see some
I
other
am all
Rooster Teeth
about
content
that.
before other people get to, you can become a first member by clicking the link in the description below.
Honestly,
course,
I think the
got an idea
best
for
battle
Death
is,
Battle.
would be
Let us know in
Ken
the comments
versus
below.
We
Ryu.
do read them.
Once and
Thanks,
for
guys.
all, Ken versus Ryu. That's what it's gotta be. It would really need to be Ken versus Ryu. Let's see. Oh yeah, so that was. I feel like that was pretty obvious who was gonna win. Especially I mean, not because I know anything about them or anything, but because once they talked about once they started talking about the kind of stuff that Tracer could do, it was just like, well, Scout's basically just a dude, right? Like he's like basically a dude. Like there's no way he's gonna win. Which, yeah, I mean, I haven't played Team Fortress, but I happen to know that they don't really do all like they don't do like Overwatch's like Tracer's type of extreme like special powers or anything. So it was fairly obvious, in my opinion, anyway. Once they started talking about what she, her abilities, but anyway, back to what I was talking about. What I was saying at the beginning of the video, which is the reason why I actually did a reaction to this, which is another case for Karate Kid versus Iron Fist. We need this battle. That's the one that needs to be. Screwattack, please be watching this. This needs to happen. Karate Kid versus Iron Fist. I mean, like, because Iron Fist, he's like the greatest martial artist from the Marvel Universe, but like Karate Kid is the greatest martial artist of all creation. Like, the dude knows all the kung fu. He knows all of it. Like, the dude is broken. I forgot to show all the fights that he's had with like Superman and the kind of stuff that he does. Like, there's this, I don't know what the media was in, but Karate Kid's only been in like 2 things. He's been in the Legion of Superheroes TV show, and he was only in like 1 or 2 episodes. And in the first episode they have him in, like, he goes up against Superman, or young Superman. They call him Superman, but he's like actually like Superboy. But he goes up against young Superman, because like Superman's like the only person who thinks he's got a shot at like defeating fighting a shot at beating any of these people, these superpowered people in this match. And like dude just like right off the bat just like throws Superman, which is like, I know it sounds ridiculous. Like, it's like, oh, that's lame. He threw Superman, that's it. But you have to remember, Superman is a Kryptonian. Like, even as a boy, he's a Kryptonian. Like, his reaction speed is like unfathomable. This is not something that Batman could do. Like, everyone's like, oh, Batman's God. You have Batman Jesus. Like, Batman cannot do this. Batman cannot throw Superman. He can't throw Superman. Karate Kid can. He'll throw them all around the place like he's he's a sack of meat, or a sack of grain. Like, he's like, Karate Kid is crazy. Like in that first meeting, like it looks kind of weak. It looks basic, but like it's big. The fact that he can throw Superman, like, Superman is a lot denser, he's a lot heavier, he's a lot faster, he's got far superior reaction time. But the fact that this regular dude could just like get the drop on Superman and like toss him is like, wait, what? He did what? Like, you know, keep in mind that in DC Comics, Superman is forever like holding himself back. Like he's like always like, he's always like, he's always holding himself back whenever he gets hit by, like, in these regular Clark Kent, he's always like pretending like throwing himself like, oh, I did that, you know, like on purpose, basically, and making himself look weaker than he is. But with Karate Kid, he can't do that. Like there's a part where there's a part in one of the Legion comics where I think they're going to look for because keep in mind, Legion is, you know, 30,000 is in the 30th century, and so like I guess they're going to look for where the Hall of Justice is, the DC's not Hall of Justice, Hall of Justice, where the Justice League's Hall of Justice is, and I guess it's some kind of frozen wasteland, and there's a part where like where Karate Kid, where like it's Ultra Boy, what's her name, like Shadowcat or something? Not Shadowcat. Shadowlass. I think it's Shadowlass. It's Ultra Boy, Shadowlass, and Karate Kid. And so Ultra Boy basically has all the powers of Superman, except he can only use each power one at a time. So Superman could get like hit by like a blast of heat while like carrying while holding a battleship up, and simultaneously like heat visioning and cold breathing something. Ultra Boy can't do that. So like he would have to make himself invulnerable for the heat wave, and then he'd have to make himself super strong, and then he'd have to, so he can only do all these things one at a time. But basically he can do all the stuff that Superman can, but like each power at a time. So he's like, oh, you know, you're just regular Karate Kid. What can you do? So like Karate Kid's like, hey, look, I think I found the Hall of Justice. I'm gonna break it out or whatever, and so like, yeah, so Ultra Boy's like, oh, whatever, because Ultra Boy's kind of a douche, and so Shadowlass is just like sitting in the back, just kind of like grinning to herself, and so like Karate Kid just kind of like taps the earth for a moment, and then like everything just like the entire ground just like breaks open, and then there's the Hall of Justice, and like Ultra Boy's just like, what the heck? Yeah, that's right. And then like so like the other thing he was in was Karate Kid was in, like I said, I don't know what this show was, because it was a different version of him, voiced by Dante Bosco is who it sounds like, who's of course was Rufio in Hook, and he's also famous for being Zuko in Avatar, and he was also Jake the American Dragon. And so there's some scene in some kind of DC cartoon where the Legion is looking for something that belonged to Lex Luthor, and so like they're in some kind of iceberg, or they're inside of like an iceberg or something, and they get attacked by members of the Legion of Doom. Keep in mind that members of the Legion of Doom are people that the Justice League has to fight one-on-one because they're so incredibly powerful. So you have like Black Manta is there, Captain Cold, and Gorilla Grodd. So that's 2 Flash villains and an Aquaman villain. And once again, these are guys that the Justice League fights one-on-one because they're so powerful. And so like it's Karate Kid and Dawnstar. Dawnstar is like a Native American chick with wings, and she's like the greatest tracker in the universe. Yeah, totally not stereotypical at all. And so Karate Kid goes, okay, Dawnstar, you go look for what we're looking for. I'll handle these guys. And so it's like, wait, what? And so he's like, just kind of like fighting with them, and they're like grabbing onto him, and da da da. You know, he's like kind of sparring with them and everything, and fighting them, and finally she's like, finally she goes, oh, okay, I think I found it. And at this point, like, Gorilla Grodd's holding him in an embrace. So she's like, I think I found it. And so he's like, it's about time. He breaks out of Gorilla Grodd's embrace, like, jumps up in the air and like just wow, breaks this iceberg in half, KOing everybody.
No, I think better to simply crush you both.
I'll hold them off. Keep looking! What are you doing? Keep searching for Lex!
But that's just it. I think I found him. Lex Luthor's directly beneath you.
Then let's finish this!
Oh, keep in mind, once again, regular freaking human. Regular dude. Except he knows Kung Fu. Like, that's it. That's his only powers. He knows Kung Fu. So, like, Karate Kid is a force to be reckoned with. Like, this dude is, he's insane. And if you look up anything involving, like, Karate Kid versus Superman, you'll see him, like, fighting Superman a lot. And, like, he's dodging. I think there was another one where he's fighting Mon-El, who is a Dalaxamite or whatever, which is a neighboring planet of Krypton. So they have any Kryptonian's powers. They have the Kryptonian powers, except their weakness is lead. So there's a point. If you look that up, if you like Google that stuff, you'll find like him fighting Mon-El, and Mon-El basically once again has all of Superman powers, and like he's just dodging Mon-El easily, just like dodging, like, you know, running in circles around Mon-El. There's also like images of him from his first appearance when in the original Superboy, when Superboy used to hang out with the Legion, and like he takes on Superboy, and Superboy's like, wait, like he's like actually like punching Superboy, and like Superboy's like, because keep in mind, this is not Connor Kent Superboy. This is Clark Kent Superboy. This is Superboy. This is young man Superman. So like he's like punching Superboy, Clark Kent, Kal-El, and like Kal-El's like, ugh, wait, I feel that. And he's just like throwing him around and like starts punching him in the face, like, wait, I'm actually feeling this. Like it doesn't quite hurt, but I'm feeling this. Like he's in shock over this regular dude beating the crap out of him. So yes, please, once again, Screwattack, if you're watching this, Karate Kid versus Iron Fist, please get on that. That's going to be a good battle. All right, so that's all I got to say about that. Yeah, so until next time, I will see you guys later. Bam.